Hi, good morning. My name is Karuna bin Karunizam. I am from Green HRM for Novavi Intake. As for today, I will have a to-do task for my public speaking and communicative skill to give a speech about to encourage to self-isolation, social distancing, and self-lockdown. As we know, our world are experiencing the worst pandemic after 100 years, which we call COVID-19. And because of that, to some extent affected and changed our daily life by wearing masks, social distancing, and other SOPs that have been set by our government. But not everyone will willing to follow the instruction that have been set, such as wearing a mask in the crowded places, because it will suffocate them. But we need to remember that we fighting COVID-19 is not just responsibility of doctor, nurse, and police, but it's ourselves. The responsibility of each one of us. Firstly, to society. Social distancing presents the danger of increasing social rejection, growing impersonality, and individualism, and the loss of sense of community. But we need to do the self-lockdown. It is because we are the threat to the old one. Because they are the most vulnerable group and high risk of getting infection with a severe complication due to infection. Compared to the younger age group that are less than 60 years old, due the number of death rate compared to the elderly age is 60 and more is higher. This is because due to low immunity, chronic disease suffered by them, and the process of healing from recovery of COVID-19 are slower and more complicated. Third, last but not least, what will happen if we didn't practice the self-quarantine and self-lockdown? Of course, we will affect our country economy, and because of that, our country will have a huge loss due to many cases. Our government will implement the lockdown and it will close the many public sector, and in the end, it will cause our investor in this country to run away. Third, last but not least, what will happen if we didn't practice the social distancing and quarantine? Of course, we will affect our country economy and cause our country to have a huge loss because due to many cases, and of course our government will implement a lockdown which we call MCO. Also, it will cause our sector, of course a lot of public sector, to be closed. In the end, our investor in this country to run away. According to Sinar Harian, the construction industry is estimated to suffer a loss of RM42 billions because the implement of the MCO in this country. In addition, our tourism sector also receive a very clear impact of the closure entrance to the country to the outsider because the absence of foreign work tourists visiting this country. This situation clearly contributes to the decline in the national income. The tourism sector directly affects the sector that related, such as hotel industry, which is also experiencing the turmoil throughout this pandemic. And for all of that, as I mentioned earlier, it is our responsibility to encourage the people to do the self-isolation and self-lockdown. The guideline issued by our government to deal with the situation of the spread of COVID-19 in Malaysia are not intended to trouble us. Instead, the guideline is to protect us, not only ourselves, but the others as well, including our all imported frontliner workers. However, we must remember that we face this pandemic together. We cannot forget We cannot be selfish. By protecting ourselves, we can protect each other. Stay alert. Thank you.